Is this legit?
What?
It's hard to find.
Is this light too bright now?
It's not too bright, I guess.
In the other videos, my face is really dark.
Is it?
Because all the light's coming from up above and my hat just blinks.
Oh, yeah. I guess this is a pretty decent point, but...
There's children being murdered in the background.
Yes, that's happening.
What are you looking at?
Your tattooed legs there.
It's not my legs.
Well, clearly. They're much too nice to be your legs.
Saying I have bad legs?
I say that your legs are a lot more hairy than that.
Indeed, I am manly. I don't shave. Thought about it. I'm sure it would be.
Let's be honest, it'd be too much work.
It would be. And I would probably break out.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely. I remember I shaved my stomach once with a razor, and that was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I shave my stomach all the time.
I just trim everything, like I trim it with like a hair clipper type thing with this like the smallest guard on it.
I got a beard trimmer that I use now. I used to shave it, like straight up shave it, but then when it came back in, it was all prickly. You know, you put a shirt on, like worst feeling ever.
Hi, and welcome to the Pursuit of Excellence. I'm Frank.
I'm Jimmy.
And we have body hair.
All right.
You watch porn?
Probably like the same as anybody else, yeah.
Probably not as much as I do, because I'm single
Well, that's true.
and very lonely.
Okay.
Most porn stars don't have any hair anymore. All the guys and the girls, like zero.
Yeah.
That does seem like a lot of work, though. I think most of the professional ones get like laser hair removal.
That'd be cool.
Would it? My back's getting hairy. That's terrible. I need to get trim that. It's hard.
See, all you have to do is get some laser hair and you won't have to worry about it. You know?
Great.
For my baby face, you ever see me try to grow out a beard?
No.
It comes in all Joe Dirt patchy like holes where it just doesn't grow in as thick.
I only grow this because it doesn't fucking stop, and it's just I don't want to shave every day.
This is like going on, I don't know, 4 days. Like this little tiny bit here.
Come on, it's been longer than 4. It's been less than 4 days.
Maybe 3.
That's still pretty weak. Yeah, I guess.
But even when it grows out too, it's all like real peach fuzzy. Doesn't get much color.
There we go.
Nice.
Alright, so what are we gonna... I don't even know what we're doing. What are we doing?
We're going to talk about some topics. Something.
I was at Home Depot looking for a light. I got a new light here, so hopefully it's better.
Hopefully.
It's kind of blinding me right now. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet. It's all bendy, and you just touch the bottom one. There's like no real button, it's just touchy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everything is all touchscreen now.
I went to Home Depot to look for a light, and I was looking at like work lights. You know, they have like this.
Oh, the spotlights?
The spotlight.
Yeah.
But there were smaller ones and bigger ones, and I was over there looking at them. I was just thinking about because I was thinking about using this for art, for tattooing. Because my biggest problem before when I was tattooing somebody was the light source. Like I needed a good fucking light source. So I was looking at those, and then some guy comes up and he's like, "I recommend this one." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Oh, you have one?" He's like, "Yeah, it never failed me." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And then he left.
Is it battery powered?
No, it plugs into the wall.
Oh, so you have to plug it into the wall?
Yeah.
I was curious.
It's a lamp.
Looks pretty cool, huh?
Anyways, but then he started hovering and got closer again, and I was like, fuck, I can't even concentrate on looking at these anymore because this fucking asshole is over here. Just there talking to someone else, and like it totally threw me off guard. I couldn't concentrate anymore. My anxiety took over, and then I had to leave.
Yeah.
That happens.
I actually heard something about that recently.
What?
About the social anxiety, that more and more children are becoming anxious and depressive. And they were saying that like parents when they're parenting their children, they used to think that it was okay for their kids to hang out inside, and because they're not going to be out getting drunk and driving and getting into a car accident or knocking up some girl. But now they actually say that you should be worried if your kid's staying inside all the time and not going out and getting that social interaction, because there's so much screen time and media that they might have connections, but they don't actually get that social interaction. And so then, like, kids these days are more likely to feel depressed. They're more likely to feel anxious, anxiety.
Because as people, human beings, animals, we are actually very social. Of how we put all this shit together about being social and communicating.
Right. But not too much anymore.
Right.
Because now we can sit in the same room and stare at
even
phones.
even if you're talking to people on your phone, it's still so non-personal to a point where it's really not like a social connection. It's still,
Right.
Even if you are still talking to them. Was there a point to this story? No, I just got overwhelmed with anxiety and I left because this fucking asshole was trying to be nice, but then just, you ruined my day.
I like how I put that together. This fucking asshole trying to be nice.
Because there's a thing that enters my mind that this guy knows more about these lights than I do. Like, I want to use it for art. He was like, Home Depot is a scary place for me. There's like manly men in there doing fucking building stuff, and I just want to like to do something. And I feel like they know more about like all the tools and shit than I do. And I'm like, all right.
Well, it's kind of their job to know more about some of the products than you do.
Not the people that work there, just the regular guys that go in there to get whatever they need.
Oh, okay, all right.
It was just a regular dude getting stuff or whatever his next job was.
All right. So it wasn't an actual employee. It was some random guy.
A much more manlier guy, a much more hard-working American than I am. Like,
do you feel like you're not manly enough?
I mean, when I was in Home Depot at that time, I didn't.
No, okay. I can see that though.
But not normally. I mean,
I can see that.
I work every day. I use my hands all the time, but I don't really get like super dirty or like really dig into
like a hardcore contractor, out there roughing it.
Yeah.
80-degree weather. Some people just aren't good like that. They're just not outside workers like that. Don't make you less of a man. But no, I feel that way. I feel that same way too. Like I'll go into Home Depot and I'll be like looking for wood just to do like a simple project that I looked up on YouTube 3 or 4 times, And I'm in there looking for wood, and there's like these contractors over here, getting stuff, and they're like, "What you looking for, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh, come on, man."
Let me figure this out myself, man.
I'm looking for this wood, this kind of wood. They're like, "Oh, you mean this wood?" They have like the brand name and like what it's called and how it's used, and oh no, you don't want that, man. You want this, and it's like, well, dude, like just let me get my stuff. I don't know anything about this stuff.
And some people you can tell right away too. I can just tell by looking at their arms that like, you work like. Constantly like lifting heavy things or using tools and stuff. You just tell they're just naturally like yoked just from doing that every day.
Yeah.
They're like really toned. You can see lots of veins and stuff. Like you don't actually work out or go to the gym. It's just your job makes you a beast.
Right. Some people prefer that. Or I am working the night shift all doughy. Somebody looks at me, they're like, that guy's either computer tech, a fat kid. He just likes too much junk food. I can't tell.
It makes me think about old people. There was this old lady that I kind of scared a bit. I didn't mean to, but she seemed frightened or startled of me.
Yeah.
And it was just because I was like, what the fuck's her deal? And then sometimes I remember like what I look like.
Alright.
Yeah, that's probably all it was.
Yeah.
Like this.
She's probably going back to, her home going, this crazy young punk with all these tattoos was creeping up next to me. I don't know what any of them meant or nothing,
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. Korea's getting up in something. What's it with them?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't know. I think it has part to do with President Trump and his way of dealing with things, and I think it has a lot to do with the dictator and how he handles things.
What a dick that guy, huh? The fuck's his problem?
I mean, you gotta think. You remember when that movie came out with James Franco?
Yeah.
And that pissed him off. And now it's just like, who's got the bigger? You know what I'm saying?
Dick.
Who's got the bigger dick?
You can swear on the show. It's okay.
I got you.
You can talk nasty fucking stuff, whatever you want.
Just trying to think of a better terminology.
Whatever.
That's why I stopped. But anyway, it just seems like it's sizing up. Like North Korea's like, fuck y'all, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing this stuff. And then
Talking about so shit.
antagonizing, back and forth, and
Oh, goddamn.
what are you looking for?
My saved stuff. Saved. Alright, got it. I need you to watch this video.
Alright, which is it? This anti-earthquake bed could save your life. Really? Was that better?
That was better. Like, right?
What?
Is that not insane?
Fully prepared?
Oh no, there's an earthquake.
That's awesome.
Isn't that? Could you maybe describe what we just watched?
So, it's this anti-earthquake bed, right? So it shows a person sleeping, and then it goes to the pan out view, and you see the earth starting to shake. And then you see, it goes back to the inside. And all of a sudden, the person just drops inside of this giant bunker box. Like the bed was resting on top of it.
Swallows them up.
Yeah,
the bed eats the bunker. Eats the guy.
Just whoosh, shut.
Now they're in a protective, steel box.
Right.
So when the building collapses, they can survive.
And directly under them,
they have supplies.
Right. Medical stuff, water, looks like some
so they
snacks,
can survive
food
until,
stuff.
they can get dug out or whatever, right?
Yeah, well, I would assume, but... Man, what? Could you imagine, could you imagine somebody, claustrophobic?
Oh, yeah, that'd be terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You're stuck, it'd save your life, but you'd be going, ah!
All I was thinking is, if I had a group of friends and I knew you had that bed, we just run in your room and then, 1, 2, 3, and then everyone just jumps up and down. And I'm like, God damn it! Right? Obviously, that was only a concept. It's not a real thing, but that's insane, right?
But it could be. It's not that far off.
I mean, it could be, but I don't think we have that terrible of earthquakes to even need something like that.
Well, maybe in China or somewhere where they have
Does China have earthquakes?
Big, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. No,
Do they?
I've heard of stories of China having earthquakes in Japan, and I guess they get tsunamis and stuff. But those are all created by earthquakes.
That's scary, I mean, just that bed just fuck. I just imagine these things malfunctioning. Or sometimes my niece will come in my room and she'll climb on my bed, and I know she's gonna jump on it, and I'll be like, "Don't." She's like, "No, I'm not gonna jump." I'm like, "Okay." Immediately she starts jumping. That's the point.
Right.
But what if it was an earthquake, but she's jumping on it? It's just gonna open up, and she's just gonna go down.
Now, could you imagine? I could see that going terribly wrong too. So you're hungry or you're thirsty, you don't feel like getting out of your room, so you just reach into the supplies down there.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's an earthquake and there's nothing left in there but medical equipment.
Ah, man, I used all my supplies because I'm lazy.
Right. What's this? That's not drinkable.
Good.
I wouldn't drink that. Is this lemonade? That's not lemonade. That's gross.
Cruise passengers told to turn off lights, music for 10 days to avoid pirate attack.
Really?
Passengers on a luxury cruise were subject to nighttime blackouts and ordered by the captain to go without the standard entertainment for 10 days because of a pirate threat. The 1,900 passengers on board the Sea Princess, who paid tens of thousands of dollars for a 104-day cruise, were told all curtains must be drawn and shutters closed as the vessel was turned into a ghost ship, the report said.
Huh.
So, have you ever been on a cruise?
I've never been on a cruise. No. I don't even know if I'd want to be on a cruise. I mean, you heard those stories, a few years back of the toilets went out and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, that did happen. That was a nightmare. And now these guys seem like, these pirates are gonna raid this ship.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so one of my main questions was, who the fuck can go on a 104-day cruise?
Right.
Rich people, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking rich people.
I was thinking about it when you were saying 104 days. That's like, I don't know.
They're
third of
cruising
the year.
around the globe. They were going. It said that they had to turn off the things because they were getting close to like, I don't know, it was like India and Somalia and East Timor, and they like
Okay, so
pirates there.
Yeah.
That could board and rob people or whatever. Like they're not like pirate ships. They're like these guys with AK-47s and boats with just like.
What was that movie?
Like
You see that movie
movies.
with Tom Hanks,
Captain
Phillips?
Yeah,
Captain Phillips?
they're
Yeah.
just like that. They're like those type of
Right.
pirates. They're just.
I
buzz
found
up.
that outrageous.
They just fucking buzz up on you and just yeah.
I found that outrageous though. They're not allowed to carry any weapons on these on those ships. And I'm assuming it's probably the same with the cruise ships too. They probably don't have very many
What these
defenses.
they had in the article they said they had water cannons.
Right.
And then they had like soap or something that they were pouring over the sides so people couldn't so if they got close like they would slip and they couldn't get grips or whatever.
Yeah, but still, like, come on. It's like 21st century here, and we're using water and soap to prevent people with AK-47s, from docking and boarding your boat.
They can't use the AKs until they get on though. Like
Well,
they
yeah,
can try
they
to
can't really
but they
shoot
can't.
anything. But I'm just saying. So they finally get a grip and they get up on there. What do you have to defend yourself with? Even the captain doesn't have something? Come on.
I mean, I don't know. He might, but I mean, this is a cruise ship with rich people, rich drunk people. They're going on those cruises, just drink their fucking faces off and eat and party.
Right.
There should not be a gun around these people.
Well, not that they could get to, but some of the staff could have access to it.
I don't think. Okay, maybe.
Well, you got to think if they're paying tens of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars to get on the ship, you can't say that they can't have a very sophisticated, high-tech piece of security equipment that they could lock some guns into that nobody could get into without 3 keys and a thumbprint or a retinal scan or something.
But these aren't. This is a cruise ship.
It could be a cruise ship.
This isn't a Navy vessel.
It doesn't have to be. I'm just saying. We have the high-tech stuff where you'd have to have a hand scan to get in there, and then boom, you've got it. The only person that can
They're
access
putting
it
all
is
that
the captain.
technology into the speaker system and the pool, man.
Well, that's true until they get boarded and nobody wants to go on their cruise ship ever again.
That's why they went into blackouts.
You're right. Let's black out for 10 days.
What I was thinking, what if there wasn't really even a pirate threat? The captain was just getting annoyed by these rich drunk assholes. Fucking, I'll show them. God damn it. Turn the goddamn music up. Right? He's probably a salty old dog.
Yeah.
Tired of these fucking kids. And then, music! Turn this shit off, there's pirates coming. What? Pirates?
Captain's got a migraine. It's like, alright, I can't handle this anymore. Go tell him something. What do you want to tell us, Captain? Tell him something. I don't care. What's happened recently? Oh, there's been pirate raids. Yeah, tell him that. Pirates are coming. God damn. Damn, I'm trying to sleep.
Exactly. Didn't you have an article about something?
Oh, I had a couple of different things. Yeah. So I was telling you earlier about the Battle of Caribou. Have you heard of the Battle of Caribou?
You explain it.
So I'm gonna read what it says just right off the top on Google Wikipedia. The Battle of Caribou was a minor and ultimately bloodless skirmish between the U.S. and British-Canadian armed lumberjacks during the Aroostook War. Aroostook War. It added growing tensions between the respective governments, ultimately getting the mobilization of militias on both sides to come up there to spark a bigger conflict. Anyway, so the Battle of Caribou, first off, I find it interesting because you don't hear too much about lumberjacks these days.
Okay, wait. What year was this? I think that's an important insight.
Yeah, I'm just going to go into the Battle of Caribou.
Just tell me what year and then explain it in your own words.
It was during the winter of 1838 to 1839.
Okay.
So this is the 1800s, first off. But again, you don't hear too much about lumberjacks these days. Granted, lumberjacks probably aren't as big.
So it was a lumberjack feud versus
the conflict. So
some people in Canada and some people in what state?
It was. Where does it say it? Lumberjacks were spotted chopping trees down on the wrong side of the line. Basically, is what caused this whole thing. New Brunswick. That's where it's showing. So they were basically carving out different territories, you see. So like the red was the British, the blue was the United States, and the final border being yellow is where the whole battle went down, and they were crossing over into their respective territories.
So what happened?
So all these lumberjacks get all geared up with their, and all they had at the time. So it doesn't really go into too much detail, but I have to assume. When I heard this first story, inside of my mind, I'm picturing suspenders.
Gangs of New York.
Yeah, like the movie Gangs of New York.
But with lumberjacks.
With lumberjacks, right. I pictured, suspenders, red flannel, they got their big chainsaws, just walking up in a line, just lumberjacks. Behind their backs, they got two axes crisscrossed, and they're all prepared for war, and they're walking up to the line.
Exactly like what a lumberjack
right? So they come up to this line, and they're getting really close to each other, and they're about to start preparing to battle each other, and out of nowhere, somewhere in the area, all these feet stomping woke up a sleeping black bear in the area. I guess what it says and what you can read online about it is this black bear comes boring out of its cave nearby and starts running through the woods, and all it sees is a bunch of food, with grinding sounds of chainsaws, but it has no idea what that is. So all it's seeing is bunch of food. And so it starts chasing after both sides. And ultimately what happened in the Battle of the Caribou is all the lumberjacks ran away really quick. Black bear! Dropped their chainsaws and took off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I gotta think about this. They probably don't have a chainsaw.
They probably don't
it's
have
1838.
They just have axes.
They probably just have
axes.
axes.
One saw that they go back and forth with.
Oh yeah. They probably don't have chainsaws. They're probably just coming with the big axes, But anyway, so they all drop their stuff and they take off. And that was the end of the Battle of the Caribou.
Battle was ended by a black bear.
Essentially, that battle was ended by the black bear. Apparently, there's like a bigger war that came up from this, but it was one of the wars that led up to it. I just find it funny that they call it's a historical event that happened, and what broke up this historical event? A black bear.
It's a pretty cool story.
So, I don't know. I gotta wonder, maybe if we're having some issues, down in Mexico on the border of Mexico, let's just drop a black bear. Everybody run away. I thought it was interesting. What else did I have? Oh, so this company. I gotta read into this. I haven't gotten too much information on it so far. So this Wisconsin company is offering implant chips to its employees.
Oh my god. What? Okay, you mentioned this earlier. My first thought about this is fuck no. Why would you agree to this?
So look at the picture.
If my company says we're gonna put a chip in you, I say, well, this is my last day here. I'll see you later.
Right.
No matter what. But what were you saying that would make it practical?
Okay, so it would really depend on you'd have to really trust your company too, and the people that are designing this chip, because you never know what they're doing with it. But imagine if they just implanted it in your arm, and all it did, or wherever they put it, I guess, all it did was allowed access for you to open up doors for different levels of security.
Right.
So imagine if you have to have 6 different badges, a thumbprint, your eyes scanned, I don't know, your ear print, something ridiculous like that. People are just they have
talking a super technical business.
Yeah, a high-tech business that is the further that you get into the company, the more clearance that you have to have, and the more doors you're allowed to open.
That is the only case where I can say that maybe a chip would be more convenient.
I'm trying to look into it to see what exactly they're making it for, because
when I think chip, I think you're not scanning; that they're just tracking your every move.
Okay, so
everything you're doing.
They're saying that it's going to be a rice grain sized refred chip implant between their thumb and forefinger that they can use to make purchases on their break room, on a micro market, open doors, log into computers, and use the copy machine.
Oh wow.
This is a little more further than I thought.
Potato chip.
Right?
Print that shit. Fuck. Yeah.
See, and what they're saying is they foresee this technology driving everything from making purchases in our office break room market to opening doors using the copy machine, logging into computers, unlocking phones, sharing business cards, storing medical health information on the same chip, and to be used for payments and other things,
Wow, that's crazy.
including termination.
Getting fired?
But like, yeah, I guess if when you get fired, it just the little chip stops working or whatever. But I don't know. See, that to me, doesn't that cross a line somewhere?
I mean, it might, but this might be the future. Like, if that seems kind of practical to use it like that, to buy stuff, pay for stuff, open doors, use the printer or whatever. I think that's too much. I wouldn't agree to it at all, but this probably might be what the future's moving toward.
See, they're saying that this chip's not trackable, and it only gives limited information that you choose to associate with it.
That's important.
But it's saying that the chip doesn't have a GPS capability. But my question, I guess, and I don't know too much about technology, but if it can send information, doesn't it have some type of a wave or a radio wave or a frequency that could be tracked then?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Right. And if that's the future, though, like, how crazy is that?
It doesn't seem that crazy.
You don't think
I've
so?
seen it in movies and stuff. It's not that.
See, I guess I would have thought that we would have moved from.
Is that I would look at my bank statement and I would have several bills for chips and pops and stuff, because if it was that easy to buy, I'd be like, boop, 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 boop.
It's just constantly spending. You have negative $23 paycheck. I owe $23. I worked 40 hours this week. But I don't know. I guess I just would have thought that we would have moved to something, I don't know, before implants. Like maybe a credit card that's on your hand or something, or like a handprint or your thumbprint will be able to access your credit card information.
I thought it would all be with
biometrics or something.
Your phone.
Well, see, they have them. They do have them, like the credit cards and stuff. You can tap your phone now on those things, and it makes the purchase for you.
Speaking of purchasing things, I got a little drunk the other day, and I tried to purchase some stuff on the internet. And my bank wouldn't let me, and
are you mad at it?
It's probably a good thing.
Are you mad at your bank, or was it a good call, bank?
I was like, this piece of shit. I can get around this, but it's gonna take a lot of work.
Maybe that's why they have those, one of these letters in funky. Like, damn it, I can't figure out what that letter is. I'm too drunk.
Did you ever watch Cam Girls?
I have not.
They're like strippers on the internet. Only
I know who they are, yeah, I've
they
seen
do more porn star like stuff. They're awesome. I was saying to my bank tonight a payment to this cam site. I was gonna pay a cam girl. Touch yourself for me.
Now I'm curious if your bank was like, no, I know this Frank guy, he doesn't do that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Or if it was just more of just basic security and you're just I'm too drunk to figure this out.
They sent a fraud message. Did you try to do this?
Of course, when you go to those dirtier websites, you're like, no, I would never go to that website. Okay, so I believe it was the last time we did a show, you talked about a movie, and I kind of got on the same, I figured I would try to mention something about an interesting movie that I've seen on the show, right? So I watched this episode, it was called The Mothman Prophecies. Have you seen this movie?
I don't think so.
You should watch it, it's interesting. I don't like those type of horror movies that they have out where it's constant, frightening, scary movies, I like the ones that have interesting storylines. Maybe a little bit creepy, but interesting storylines.
I fucking love the Alien.
Like the Alien series?
Yeah, it's the best.
What do you think about, Prometheus? Did you like Prometheus?
I wasn't a big fan until I saw YouTube videos explaining the concept of it, and then I kind of
understood it a little more.
Kind of dug it a little more.
I felt like there wasn't enough information in the movie for me to understand Prometheus.
I've seen the next one, Alien Covenant. I love that one.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I have not seen that one.
I don't know overall. If you don't know the series, you might be like, eh. As a big Alien fan, I downloaded all the original Dark Horse comic books,
Okay.
And I read all those. It's like a big series. It's just great. Just the concept. H.R. Geiger was an awesome like painter. He's like designing the whole thing. He's dead now.
Well, yeah.
But there are a lot of penises. A lot of his inspiration came from sex and female members and male members.
Oh yeah? Both, huh?
Yeah, both.
He swung both ways.
I mean, maybe. I think he was like German or something. I mean, he's happily married for a long time, but I don't know. I don't know his...
What does that mean? Sorry. He's German. What are you trying to say? All Germans swing
I'm
both
just saying
ways?
they're into weird stuff sometimes. It could be into weird stuff.
So anyway, I found
I'm not judging.
I found this Mothman prophecies. They make this reference to this guy named Ingrid Cole, right? Now I guess Ingrid Cole was an actual like actor from back in the day that was known as the Grinning Man.
Sure.
I looked into it. He was this actor that was known as the Grinning Man. But they have this guy, and I have to figure out his name. And it's the one of the documented things that you can find about this whole thing. He was a traveling salesman who sold sewing equipment, like sewing machines.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is, back in the day. Woodrow... Shit, can you even pronounce that name? I can't even pronounce that name.
Woodrow Derenberger.
Derenberger? Alright, so I'm going to just stick with Derenberger. So this Derenberger guy, he was on his way home one night to Mineral Mills in West Virginia. He had been working in Ohio, and he was heading home along I-77. Now, he apparently... You can show this. It shows some pictures of him getting interviewed about this whole thing. He was reaching Parksburg, and a strange car flew past him at an extraordinary speed. So the car was like no other car he had seen before, and he claims that it had a kerosene lamp chimney on the front, spouting out.
On the car?
On the car, yeah. A few inches off of the road.
I knew a guy when I was in Montana that had a fireplace with chimney in his fucking van.
His van?
Yeah, because he lived in his van.
That's kind of cool.
It's a big van. He was a little guy. It was a big van, he was a little guy.
Well, you gotta be little if you're living in a van. But anyway, I guess so this car like just randomly stops and sideswipes, or spins out sideways and stops him on the middle of the road. And that's where he reaches this guy, Ingrid Cole, this grinning man, from the distance, and he approaches the truck, and then he suddenly like took off into the air, like 40 feet up into the air. Now we don't know whether or not the story is true. It's from back in the day, so we have no idea. But it's one of the references, I guess, that the movie The Mothman Prophecies is kind of making reference to. Is this man-like figure that's shaped like a moth that takes off, that's telepathic, that can tell you things from the future, premonitions.
He's
telling you prophecies.
Premonitions. He tell you things that are going to happen.
Yeah. So. Like in the movie The Mothman Prophecies, and I don't know how much, I don't know how much of it was true. I thought it was kind of cool. The concept is that this Mothman would find some random individual, somebody that was, paying attention enough to notice him. You see him, yes. You can see him. Some people can, some people can't. Some people just get phone calls. But in the movie, there's an actual guy that gets so wound up in it that he sees him, talks to him, and all that. And he gives them all these premonitions about what's going to happen, but it's always like how many people are going to die in one accident. And so...
Does he use this information to stop people from dying?
Well, the one guy, the local townsperson, the one that gets too involved, ends up killing himself by standing out in the cold with this Mothman too long, and ends up dying from standing out from exposure.
Do you remember Early Edition?
I do not.
It was a TV show. It was called Early Edition. And the whole premise of this was this guy got a newspaper every day, but it was for, like, the next day. Like, he got the newspaper from...
Tuesday
on Monday.
What?
Yeah. And then he would take it upon himself to stop people from getting in accidents or getting hurt and stuff.
That's kind of cool. I had not seen that.
You never seen that?
No.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm sure it was corny as fuck, but it was old. I remember watching it with my grandma.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, but anyway, I like watching those movies that have those weird storylines that are kind of crazy. So you mentioned a movie last time. I figured I should mention a movie this time that I'd seen that I found interesting.
Yeah, I really find it interesting. Do you have a crack on your screen?
Yeah, I got a couple actually.
Oh,
I need
dude.
like I got one here,
Oh, yeah.
one up in the corner.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I need to get a new screen protector. I'll do
Anyway.
like everybody else does and Amazon it, you know.
Alright. So, this was good.
Anyway,
Can you predict the future?
I cannot.
What do you think is going to happen on the next show?
I believe we will sit in this room and talk about some interesting things.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come true.
I think you're onto something.
Maybe.
Well, till then, I'm Frank.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy.
We'll see you next time.
Alright.